Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The following program is paid for and presented by Tony Mart Presents. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
All right. How's everybody doing out there? Greetings from the intellectual and cultural capital of the great American Southwest, better known as Tucson, Arizona, a place that Nancy and I love so much. Really our second home in so many ways. The performer, who I sometimes refer to as the Jerry Jeff Walker of Tucson, an Americana outlaw country guy named Kevin Pekulis, phenomenal singer-songwriter. He's coming to the Summers Point Beach with Tom Hambridge on the 2nd of August. And Kevin Pekulis is the guy who came up with that line, the intellectual and cultural capital of the great American Southwest. Tucson is a very cool and really is an intellectual place, 50,000 plus students and graduate students, and a very hip place, and has been a very hip place. I've been here now 50 years. I've visited Tucson for 50 years. Mr. Tony Mart and I bought our first property here in 85, and we have a long history here. We've got some congratulations we want to throw out there. First of all, happy Palm Sunday. Talking about Tony Mart, this is a very special time of the year. You know, that renaissance of the spring at the Jersey Shore. I go back to my childhood before resorts opened 45 years ago, before casinos. There was a huge difference between the week before Palm Sunday and the week after Palm Sunday. This was the beginning of the season at the shore. And as I said in my blog, by the way, I do that blog every week. And it's too long and it's got too much detail in it. And some people want to read things that are, sort of the derivative of a, shall we say, liberal arts education. Such a thing did exist and still does for some people. And that's what Tony Mart Presents is all about. Those great things in life from that perspective. Music, food, fun, travel, and all the eclectic and interesting things that we indulge in as a part of those categories. And I just want to say that my father opened this weekend, and as I said in my blog, the place was full of huge hydrangea. He used to get them from Fisher Flower, who were the biggest florists and the only ones that could handle an order like this. I swear to God, some of those hydrangea were 6 to 8 feet high, right in the main bar and all over all the bars. There were 9 bars, including the snack bar at Tony Mart's. I don't think he put any in the snack bar, but he might have had a little one for the cherry bar in the back, which was right next to the famous wooden phone booth where Levon took the call from Bob, as Levon would say it. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that history, that special history of Tony Mart's in Summers Point, the summer of '65, with our own dear, dear friend Johnny Sansone, who's going to be one of the stars of the Tony Mart Legacy Last Waltz. We'll get to that in a few minutes. We're going to start the show with Janice Johnston, our city council president, because she is a woman who believes in the importance of not only the good times, but the intellectual, cultural enrichment of the community. We have transformed under her leadership that beach concert series into even more of a performing arts center series. I mean, it's a good time rock and roll bar on the beach there, the old way of Tony Mart's being a good time place where people danced and partied, but it is also a performing arts center series, 14 shows this year, and I can talk about some of that part of it. And with Janice today, I think we will talk about some of it. I do want to congratulate Red. Red is a great, great local band. Bobby Kimmel and some of the Tony Mart All-Stars are in Red. Danny Ayers in Red. And, of course, Rich Megahertz Kurtz. That is a really, really superb group. And the female vocalist star of Red is Patty Balbo, who did a great job on the beach last summer when Red played. They have kicked their show centered around female vocals up to a new superb female vocalist tribute called The Girls Can't Help Themselves. And it debuted last night at the Golden Nugget, and I have heard nothing but rave reviews about it. And that show will be on the beach in Summers Point on the 10th of July. Okay? No, the 12th of July. Excuse me. The 12th of July. We do Friday nights in Summers Point, the 12th of July. And very interestingly, I was able, through the way things fall, there's a lot of luck and fortune in the way booking falls and people's schedule falls. We were able to get one of the truly great roots rock, blues, rock and blues, much more so roots rock, though, than blues, although she can sing it all. The great Dana Fuchs to perform that same night. And because of the support we have from the community, from all y'all, as they say in New Orleans, all the people, the amount of donations and sponsorship, I'm able to do this. And this is what I mean when I say it's a cultural arts series. We will have the first part of the show at 7 o'clock on Friday, the 12th of July, will be Dana Fuchs. She was off-Broadway. She was in the Beatles music movie Across the Universe. She is a very recognized singer-songwriter. She's been on the Billboard charts many times during her career. And Dana Fuchs is somebody that tours in Europe mostly. Most of these really great acts that are not, the mega acts, but just great touring acts with great songs and accolades and awards like Dana Fuchs are making a lot of money in Europe, where the audiences are a little bit more cerebral and hip and appreciative. However, we are going to have her that night. And after we have her, and she will do a full 75-minute show. Then we will clear the stage, and on come the local rock and rollers, and the girls just can't help themselves. And we will rock that thing with rock and roll from the 60s to the present day. And you're going to get both of those shows. So this is why we're saying that the Atlantic Care Concerts on the Beach in Summers Point are 19 shows, 14 concerts, 13 Friday nights, and, of course, the 4th of July this year, we have no less than the great John Cafferty and Beaver Brown, and we will celebrate the Eddie and the Cruisers on the 4th of July for the first time ever. Last year we had them on June 9th to open up the series and celebrate the fact that we won the recognition from you all and from people in the region that we are the best outdoor concert series in the United States, USA Today. And we're hoping that we're going to get renominated. We're hoping that we're going to, again, run well in the polling and, by the grace of God, win a second year in a row. It's just like Kim Wilson from the Fabulous Thunderbirds says, till I get there, baby, all I can do is hope and pray. But notwithstanding all of that, I want you to understand what it is that we're doing. And we are raising more funds than ever. We have more sponsorship than ever. Nancy is getting a serious grant that helps, but it only helps. It's less than 10%. The people who come to the beach donate closer to 20%. But it is a phenomenon. I also want to congratulate another South Jersey producer, Henrietta from Chicken Bone Beach. She was recognized as one of the preeminent women in the arts for the work she does. On Thursday nights on the boardwalk, you can see Chicken Bone Beach, which is a mostly jazz-oriented music series. That is, that is produced by the Chicken Bone Beach, named after the famed Black Beach in Atlantic City. And they have the Chicken Bone Beach Foundation, and they're doing the concerts on Thursdays. We do Mardi Gras on the boardwalk Wednesdays, and she does Thursdays, Chicken Bone Beach concerts. And those two are really the centerpiece of the free concerts featured by Mayor Marty Small, the Atlantic City administration, and, of course, the funding from the New Jersey State Casino Reinvestment Development Authority. We're going to be starting on the 26th of June up there, as long as we get the grant and everything goes well. We're anticipating getting that because of the leadership supporting us, starting with Marty Small. The mayor is tremendously supportive of Chicken Bone Beach. Henrietta, congratulations. What a great job you have done. God bless you. You deserve it. We've been colleagues and respected friends for a long time. I'm very, very happy for you. And Tony Mart Presents 13 years being the first regular every Thursday night R&B classic rock concert series on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Well, we're going to switch channels back across the bay to Summers Point because we had on our New Year's show this woman that I truly, truly admire and love so much because of the energy and the fresh air and the true love that she brings to my beloved city where I was born and raised, Summers Point. The president of City Council in Summers Point, Janice, I said we were going to have you back on and talk about all the things we're doing. Welcome back, Janice Johnston, everybody, our City Council president.
Hi, Carmen. Yeah, thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And I just want to say again, before I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit, because I know we can't just talk about the beach concerts. You have a lot of accomplishments in a lot of areas, so many things that you're doing, along with the help and support of so many great people in our town of Summers Point. But I do want to say that for Nancy and me and for the committee, I speak for people like John LaRoe and Dawn Collins. We are so thankful to you for the confidence and the encouragement, support that you give us. We could never be in the position that we're in, where we're hoping to repeat as the number one concert series in the country, if it wasn't for you and the people that work together with all of us making it just that. Thank you, Janice.
You're welcome. We just really appreciate everything that you do, Carmen. I mean, the concerts are just amazing. So I'm looking forward to June 14th to start start us off.
Right, and let's remember one more thing. June 7th. Here's you. I'm back to you. I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive. People listen to this and they say, "Oh my God, he's so into Janice, it's ridiculous." But here's a perfect example. A great Summers Point resident, a legacy guy, Nick Regine, who started the beach concerts. He wants to salute the city with a South Jersey Jazz Society. He runs the South Jersey Jazz Society, and he wants to do a show. We have been doing it around the beginning of the season, and this year he wants to do it on the 7th of June. And yesterday we had a final meeting on details for that. And again, you led the way along with our chief of police, and we ought to give Jason Frost some accolades too. He's becoming a hell of a good young city administrator. But the combination, Nikki Regine and the South Jersey Jazz Society, are presenting an 18-piece orchestra, free show, June 7th on our beach. And again, I have to thank you and all the people I'm talking about.
Well, it definitely takes a village to get it all done. But, we have a great administrative staff and a lot of great volunteers. If you have a lot of great volunteers on your team too. So that's how we get it done.
Well, it also takes leadership and inspiration, and that's where you come in. In all the years that I've been doing this, we've had two mayors who were incredibly. We had a mayor, Danny Riley, who was tremendously supportive of everything. And now you, as city council president, it makes a difference. From where we sit, Janice, it makes a big difference. Somebody like Nancy working as much as she does, knowing that Janice is there, a phone call away to help us, and everybody else. But let's change channels and let you talk a little bit about the other things that are going on that you're proud to be accomplishing in Summers Point.
Yeah, we have a lot of exciting stuff going on. We've been working on it. It takes years to get some of this stuff accomplished, but I feel like we're definitely getting there, and we have a list of a lot more things that we still want to do. A lot of major improvements happening in the city. The past couple of years, we've worked on some redevelopment projects. If you've noticed, the Summers Point Village Apartments, they've rehabbed that whole entire complex, 228 units. They took them down to the studs, redid the whole thing. We did a whole redevelopment pilot program with them, and they've done a great job. And in April, we're going to be building a playground, not the city, but the apartments are building a playground. We're all going to get out there with a hammer and nails and do whatever I can do. I don't know. But that's going to happen in April to kind of finish up that project with them. Let's see, if you've noticed the project across from the apartments on Shore Road, Pleasant Avenue, that parking lot is all done, and they did a great job for a parking lot. It's a very nice looking parking lot, and it solves their issue of parking for the apartment complex. They did not have enough parking for their residents. And then behind that, they're building beautiful townhomes. Right. There's 12 of them right behind that that are going up very fast. And
this is by our
I understand.
Church.
Yeah, exactly. And most of them are already under agreement, so that's a good sign. I think they're going to be very successful and beautiful, beautiful places. So
I just want to mention that this is a perfect example of suburban redevelopment that you've undertaken here and shepherded. Because, if you're old enough to remember all the complaints and problems with Atlantis apartments, I was part of the city government when we undertook to transform that into a better living space for all kinds of people. And now you're talking about the parking and how it's become a community with townhomes, is it, that are being built there?
Yeah, they're like side by side. There's 2 units in each building, and there's going to be a total of 12 units.
That's great.
Really nice garages, just really nice homes. So looking forward to seeing them get finished.
Congratulations on that. And, the things that are happening, from my standpoint, to have the tremendous seamless transition of the Anchorage. Again, this is about, people like you making sure that Mr. Fitzgerald has, I believe that's his name, Mr. Fitzgerald has what he needs. And, of course, the Point is one of the great success stories in Somers Point. On the Jersey Shore. And Josie Kelly's, these are great, great happening things. I know for a fact that every one of the people that operates those businesses is grateful to you for your support, just like the Beach Concert Committee is so grateful to you. You are a progressive, visionary type leader, and people like you don't fall off trees.
Gee, thank you. Yeah, this is what I signed up for. I try and do as much as I can. I try and listen to people and find out, what we can do to improve it. There's so much interest right now in Somers Point that I feel like this is our time.
Right.
We all, and we have a great grant writer and our city engineer work together. We've gotten millions of dollars in grants to do a lot of things. We replaced all the decorative street lighting on Bay Avenue this year, and that was all. So that was done with grant money. There's a lot of dollars out there that we get because we're prepared. We have a plan, and it's been great to be able to have those funds and not have to use tax dollars for that stuff. So.
Well, yeah, you got such great people. I just, whenever I just go to another topic like this topic you're on now, my friend Guy Martin, he's the head of public works. He just great job. Our city council, our chief of police, Bobby Summers. These people are just so great to work with. And tell us some more. I know that there are so many things going on all over the city, and I know that you're in the planning stages or in preliminary work stages on things. Is there anything else you can share with us?
Well, there's a lot of things going on that we're just starting conversations with, improvements. But one of the things I do want to talk about is that we hired a marketing company, Performance Marketing, to do some, promotions for the city, because we have so many things going on, events, not just the beach concerts, but all of our arts commission and, everybody is just doing so many things, and we're trying to get the word out. So it's, they're doing all of our marketing for that, all of our social media, and we do a newsletter once a month, and you can just go on the website and sign up, go on the city website and sign up for it. And there's a whole calendar in there of everything that's going on. We have our Easter egg hunt coming up and Bayfest, and just all summer long, starting in April, there's just so many things going on.
The good old days. The Good Old Days Festival. I was very much in the middle of something with another great talk about the poster child for philanthropy, Circle Liquor Store. They jumped in, and we put together this really nice wine garden. And the Good Old Days now has a whole other component in addition to the entertainment and all the family events. And then, of course, Bayfest is coming up. And this is another story that people need to understand. Again, Janice's leadership. It's not something that she's not in your face all the time with this stuff, but she's doing it. The city has gotten involved with Bayfest so that it can continue to be the great numbers, the number one-day festival in Atlantic County. And you had to jump in with municipal resources and public resources and planning to make this happen. And it is going to happen, right, the 26th of April. And people in your administration. 27th,
I think.
27th, right. I'll be in the with the Rolling Stones. Go ahead, Ben. Tell me about it.
No, it's again, it's great, great volunteers again to help us with all of that, as well as the administrative staff in City Hall, and Steve Hornig, who works for our sewer department, has stepped up to take over leadership for the Bayfest, so we can just keep it going. It's such a great event, and we have every vendor that was there last year plus more already signed up. We have several nonprofits already signed up, and it's going to be a great day. And God always blesses us. Last year we were setting up, and it's pouring rain, and as soon as 10 o'clock hit, that sun just came out, and we were very blessed. So we're sure we're going to have the same thing this year. So
we have karma. We have good karma at some point because we do good things for people. Excuse me, I'm really struggling with my cough here. I just want everybody to know that I have so much respect and admiration for this woman, and if I get a little too conversational in my interview with her, it's only because we do so much together. We spend so much time working on different things, and I never mean anything but the utmost of respect, no matter how familiar I speak with you. What you do, you know the way I feel, and I want people to know out there that I have great respect for you as a professional woman and a woman who gives so much to the community. So I think we're going to have to have you back again because we're out of time. But I think let's try to catch up together again in June and see where we're at and where we're going and what we can add to this list of things that you accomplished and you're getting done for us, and where we're going, what's going to be another great summer in Summers Point.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great summer. There's no reason to go anywhere else this summer. There's going to be just so many good, fun things going on. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. As they say, you are right. Janice, thank you for taking the time from your busy schedule, and thank you for all you do. All the things you've done for us in the past month, I'm thanking you for. Everybody, I want you to know that this is sincere. I have tremendous gratitude for what Janice does for the Atlantic Care Concerts on the Beach in Summers Point and Summers Point in general. God bless you. Happy Palm Sunday tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Well, hopefully it'll be a nicer day than it is today here. It's pouring pretty good. So.
Oh, I hope so. I hope it'll be a beautiful day. Like I said before, it's the special time of the year when Tony Mart used to open up this weekend. And the party started, so let the good times roll, Janice.
Thank you, Carmen. You have a good day.
You too. I really enjoy everything. We work a lot with Janice. Nancy works with her, and we are so grateful to her for everything that she does. And just another example of another thing that we're going to be doing New Jersey gumbo is our gumbo cook-off, but it's a part of Mardi Gras in July, which is something that we started, again, with Janice's leadership and encouragement, and we're going to be doing it on the 5th and 8th of July. So right after we do our own heritage of Eddie and the Cruisers on the 4th of July at the beach concerts, the next night we're going to have a special Mardi Gras party, and we are bringing up somebody. You will not see him anywhere in South Jersey unless he was for years starring in Tab Benoit's voice of the Wetlands All-Stars from Louisiana. He's from Thibodaux, Louisiana. Waylon Thibodaux is actually his name. I think he might be from Houma. Thibodaux is a suburb of Houma. Anyway, it's all down in the swamps there where they really know how to make gumbo and etouffee, and the crawfish are real big and sweet. Anyway, we are bringing Waylon Thibodaux up. This guy is one of the preeminent, most popular Cajun fiddlers internationally. He's all over the riverboats, the Great American riverboats. He's a star that they bring in to perform for people as you're cruising up and down the Mississippi. And he will be here on both the 5th and the 8th. On Friday night, the 5th, in Summers Point on the beach. And then at the point where we are going to do Jersey Gumbo, we will have Waylon performing with Professor Ben Levin and his New Orleans piano combo, playing all the great New Orleans music, the music of Dr. John and Alan Toussaint and Professor Longhair, and all of that great stuff, the Neville Brothers. And also at Jersey Gumbo, we're going to have Billy Walton with Destiny Monroe and William Paris. They're going to do an opening set at 4 o'clock on Monday, the 8th of July. The opening set is at 3 o'clock. Then they're going to go do their other gig down in Sea Isle and come back, and at 10 o'clock, they're going to do a funky Mardi Gras show. The music, that's a free festival, and 5 different shows going on from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock at the Point. Tony Mart Presents and the Point Tiki Bar and Nightclub. Another, you want to talk about great corporate neighbors. They gave the beach concerts $5,000 to be the top line presenting sponsor right under Atlantic Care in the city of Summers Point last year. They also gave another $1,000 to the Good Old Days Festival. And we cannot thank them enough for being, like the Circle Liquor Store, they are just tremendously generous. Yes, they're tremendously successful. Yes, they make a lot of money. But they don't have to give and give that much. But they do because they want to. And I want to thank the Point, and I want to thank them for allowing us to be their partners that one day when we do Jersey Gumbo. And the chefs are coming in this year. We're going to have Tyson Merriman from Tuckahoe, who is a Baton Rouge, Louisiana boy. He'll be tough to beat. And the new executive chef at the Great Bay Country Club, Dan, who's bringing in I was talking to my friends Jack McGovern and Annette McGovern, who are members of Great Bay, and they said he is doing great things. We had him on the show in January, and he's going to be making gumbo for a lot of people. But one of the odds-on favorites has got to be Chef Robert Levinson from Resorts. Next week we will have the food and beverage director, the executive food and beverage director from Resorts, Jeff Ray, on the show, and they are just killing it over there at DraftKings for March Madness. And I am so proud of that because I predicted when I went to DraftKings and I saw what Chef David Wong, who's part of the staff there, Resorts has an incredible culinary team led by Chef Robert Levinson and the director Jeffrey Ray. And David Wong is doing the food, the sports bar food at this DraftKings, surrounded by screens and sports betting action, and right in the middle, steps off the casino floor, and there's private areas. This is a hip place, and you don't have to take my word for it because it's hard to get in the place this week with March Madness. It is one of the most popular new attractions in Atlantic City, and I am so proud of that because when I checked this out and went over there and had the guys show me what they were doing, and I tasted the immense quality of things like the empanadas and the wings and the brisket chili and all kinds of really great things going on there. I said, this is a home run, and it is a home run. So congratulations to Resorts. It starts at the top. Mark Giantonio, everybody loves and respects Mark for the work that he does. It's a classic-style, locals-oriented casino hotel, and congratulations to them, and I'll be able to congratulate Jeff Ray himself next week when we have him on the show. But right now, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to go backward all the way to 65 when Levon and the Hawks played at Tony Mart's, and even a little further back when Conway Twitty played, because we have Trey Twitty coming up, Conway Twitty's grandson. But I have the perfect guest to help us introduce all of this because I want people to understand how important it is that we're going to be producing the Tony Mart legacy of The Last Waltz, our own musical rendition of The Last Waltz movie. And the guy who, there's nobody better to talk about this than my next guest because he's a Jersey boy. He's from West Orange, New Jersey. He's been in New Orleans. Our version, of course, is very rootsy New Orleans oriented. We'll talk about that. He's been an award winner, beloved in New Orleans for years. But he also played with Levon Helm many times at Levon's club, our club in the French Quarter. And he's played for All Y'all many times, so popular in South Jersey. Johnny Sansone. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Wait a minute, Carmen. I'm a peaceful man. You know where that comes from.
It's a hell of an honor for us to talk about all the time we spent with Levon, and I know that you enjoyed it. You were on stage with him many times, and this is going to be a tribute from the heart, isn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, definitely. It's just such an interesting story when you look back at, you're a piece of the whole history. It's an incredible puzzle that a lot of people have heard about, but you're essentially a piece of it. And I guess I am a little piece too, because I was there for, I guess the end of the whole thing.
Right. Well, the last time
we were talking about the band and how they got formed and everything, the story is incredible, and that's what I'm referring to.
The last time that Rick Danko, Garth Hudson, and Levon Helm played together with other members as the band was at Levon Helm's Classic American Cafe, and you were a regular performer there, and you performed with Levon and the fellas many times. So I'm very grateful to you, Johnny, for agreeing to be part of the Last Waltz, the Last Waltz show that we're going to do. And that perfect carve-out for you is the harmonica piece. For people who are not familiar with Johnny, and I know many of you are because he performs great shows for us in Atlantic City and Summers Point. Last year, you did the show with Monk, Big Chief Monk Boudreaux. And Johnny, I got his son playing in Atlantic City. I managed to put that together.
Oh, well, that's a cultural experience that everybody ought to. He's the next generation. Everybody ought to get involved with that one.
Yeah, well, you did the show with his father on the boardwalk last year, which was fantastic, and it was a double bill with Gary U.S. Bonds, right? That was a hell of a night.
That was interesting. I mean, those guys are kind of the same age and the same era, but completely different sides of the map. So it was really well put together, well thought out, and extremely educational show.
It was a wonderful, wonderful night, and you were fantastic that night, Johnny. But let's go to the Last Waltz is the Martin Scorsese movie that was done 11 years after Levon and the Hawks left Tony Mart in 1976. Now, who is it? Is it that I'm talking about that was the harmonica star? Mystery Train was the big song in the movie.
Yeah, Paul Butterfield, and he was, one of the first white harmonica blues harmonica players that came from, Chicago and studied under all the greats back then, and he ended up in Woodstock. So that's how he got really with the Beardsville and all the Beardsville studio and all that stuff. That's how he got in with the band. But of course, your story is like what could go forever. But yes, he was part of that. He did a lot of session work with all those guys.
Well, I know that you're going to do a great job. That is one song where you will be absolutely featured because you're going to be playing the role of Paul Butterfield in the movie. And again, I don't want to be redundant, but Johnny, you know how much that we all love you. Thank you so much because you're being with us in this. You are becoming, I know that it's kind of like Huey Lewis saying, after 30 years, I'm an overnight sensation. But, you have been doing great things in New Orleans for years, and now your career is really blossoming into more of an international situation, and we'll let you tell us something about that. But we're adding you to this show, along with Mark Mullins from Bonarama, who adapted a lot of the horn arrangements from Alan Toussaint, with whom you played for years, and Dave Malone from the Radiators and the Honey Island Swamp Band, and also we have from the original movie, and here's another place where you're going to be out front and forward, is when Bob Margolin does the Muddy Waters stuff from the movie. So we're very grateful to you for that, and we also are looking forward to you doing other things and more things as a part of the show. How do you feel about being a part of that cast? And you know we're going to have a hell of a good time. Wednesday night in Atlantic City, Friday night in Summers Point. In between on Thursday night, we'll have the spaghetti and clams at our house. And on Monday night, we'll be in Cape May. It's a little different than anything we've ever done before.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. Well, I think a great example of why these kind of things work so well when you put them together, Carmen, is taking a band like Honey Island Swamp Band. I always thought that they were kind of based on the structure of the band, because it's a roots band that really takes form from a lot of different kind of a lot of different flavors, which South Louisiana has a lot of, and the band, the original band, also, you know, fed off of that same thing from Bobby Charles, the songwriter, and Dr. John. A lot of that. Alan Toussaint did a lot of the arrangements for them. So the band was deep into the sounds in New Orleans. And this is a New Orleans band that's deep into the band. So it's kind of like a really nice trade-off. And when you take those guys, and they're all real genuine players, and you stick them with the kind of guests that you got lined up, it's going to be a highlight of the summer. You know, I just see it as being like something that should happen every year if we make it happen.
And hopefully it will. That's what my aim would be, is to do like a residency of it, either in one place or different places, because this is a major story in the history of South Jersey, Jersey Shore, rock and roll, and the music, the music that New Orleans gave the world. It's called American music. And, we connected to the roots of New Orleans, right? That's where it should be. And that's what you're going to feel in your veins when you're playing it. I know, Johnny. It's very exciting. You also do the one in New Orleans, right? They do one of these in New Orleans. You play with the guys from New Orleans Suspects and Honey Island down there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. It's been, everybody wants to be involved in a project like that. Right. We did it with a lot of the New Orleans musicians. It was put together to do at the Joy Theater, right around Thanksgiving when the original show was done. And it was assembled with a lot of the great local musicians in support of the New Orleans Musicians Clinic and as a fundraiser. And every year everybody looked forward to it. It was, always sold out, always a great show. And each person was picked to do what would be best for, to cover everybody, from covering Neil Diamond to, right into the guys in the band and Van Morrison. Everybody had the little, had a little spot, and they gave me, a little shot at that.
Well, the Mike Bloomfield. It's a great place for you, and we're honored to have you. Let's talk about Johnny Sanso. The album is doing extremely well, your latest release. Tell us about that.
That was a project that was put together really, I guess, during the COVID time, we were all kind of, everybody was in the same boat. I had a lot of friends of mine and a lot of fans asking me to make a blues record, because most of my records, all of my records have a lot of, they're all based in blues, but nothing's like straight down home blues. And I never thought it was important to make just a regular blues record, because I'm always experimenting with a lot of different sounds. But this time around, I just looked at all my favorite players, my favorite writers, and just took a stab at writing an entire original record worth of material based on the people that influenced me. And it covers some soul blues, R&B, Louisiana, Texas, kind of what they call Gulf Coast blues, and of course the New Orleans sound, and straight gut bucket blues, and Chicago blues. And I put the whole thing together, and then had a couple guests on it, to spice things up a little bit. And the record came out, did really well. It wasn't something I was trying to push real hard. It was a fan-generated record, but it definitely did take off.
Well, the part of that, your people should know that Johnny just got signed a major deal with one of the great international music promoters, roots music, blues rock promoters, intrepid artists. And what they are saying and what everybody is saying, that this blues album, Johnny's being a little modest, just didn't come about. It's because of his recognition as one of the greatest blues harmonica players in the world. We all know that, and this album, in a way, is about that, because, as you said, you're always known as a singer-songwriter because you play the accordion, you write songs like, the Poor Man's Paradise, all of these great songs that have become your signature songs. But really, that blues harmonica is what distinguishes you, where people say, oh, my God, I can't believe what Johnny just played, I think, what's the name of the album, Johnny?
It's called Into Your Blues.
Into Your Blues, right. Now, what's going on? We're going to have to wrap this up already because my hours go so fast here. We have so much fun about this stuff. But what's going on right now? You're on the West Coast doing stuff?
I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm sitting here. It's a rainy day, and I'm writing songs. And, I'll be out here for about a week, and then I'll be heading back to French Quarter Festival and a bunch more things going on. And then I'll be heading up, mostly staying around the South, but then I'll be heading up for your shows and really looking forward to that.
What about Jazz Fest? We're all excited about Jazz Fest. What opportunities are we going to have to see you at the greatest music festival in the world, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival?
This year I decided to kind of tone it down a little bit. I'm going to be doing some guest spots with some people, but I am on, as I have been for the last 30 plus years, playing with my band at the fairgrounds in the blues tent, and I'll be I'm flying Bob Andrews out to join us, one of the original New Orleans members of the band, and he'll be coming out to play B3 and piano with us. I'm very excited about having him as a guest.
He is great. He's so entertaining and showy. Oh, that's great news, Johnny. I'm looking forward to that. When are you playing that gig at Jazz Fest?
We are the second Saturday in the Blues Tent, and I don't know. I think it's around 3 in the afternoon, something like that. It should be a good day because I see who's listed that day, and the actual schedule's about to drop that tells everybody's stages and what time. But judging from who's listed that day, I think it's going to be a guitar-heavy day with probably Tab Benoit ending out, and we'll probably be second to last, something like that. And it looks like a really, really good day. And and then I have my show with Anders Osborne and John Full on the Tuesday of Jazz Fest.
Where is that, Johnny? Where is that?
Chickawawas. We do that annually every the Tuesday between the weekends at Chickawawa.
Right. The epitome of New Orleans joy. All right, we got to run. Good luck with your songwriting, Johnny. And you're on the show all the way to the end, so you can indulge yourself and join Nancy and me. Nance is here with us. And
hey, Nance. All right, let's go.
Nance, you want to say hi to Johnny?
Hey, Nance. Nance,
as we always say, Johnny, here we go.
The preceding program was paid for and presented by Tony Mart Presents.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.